afternoon. This is Vicky here for your Yin Yoga session. Anybody who hasn't been before this class, these classes are every Wednesday lunchtime, and they are a combination of more active type of yoga, generally some kind of flow, and Yin Yoga, which is slow, long-held postures. So the idea is to combine the yin and the yang, so yin yang being the idea from traditional Chinese thinking, from Taoism, which is the symbol of the black and the white with the swirl in the middle, the circle, and then in the black part there is a dot of white, and in the white part there's a dot of black. So the idea being that these two opposites, yin and the yang, the black and the white, the day and the night, the hot and the cold, etc., etc., that opposites are needed for a whole, and that they're constantly working together, moving between each other, and to bring balance. So this is the idea of these classes. 3 people are there. Hi. Let me know who's there. As you can see, I've changed the setup a bit. Let me know if you think it doesn't work. I think it will be better because we can do it lengthways. The class that we're going to be doing today is the idea being to give you a boost of energy in the middle of the day, or whenever you do this. And so the class is called Energy Boost, imaginatively. And we're going to be working on all parts of the body, but first we're just going to work on the upper part, so the arms, the upper body, particularly the chest and the shoulders. Then we're going to move on to the back. Then this is all the yang part, the more active part. Then we will go on to the hips and the legs. And then finally we'll move into the, then I'm hoping to do like a short balance, which is, which we don't do much of. To be honest, because it's something that I am learning and developing on myself, as you'll see. My balance isn't the best. So then we'll move on to a little bit of balance, and then finally we'll move into the yin section. And the yin section will be focused on, in particular, the kidney meridian of traditional Chinese medicine. So that will be in a physical sense. Then the area is going to be the inside line of the leg, and the front of the torso, particularly going down the middle. In an energetic sense, in relation to traditional Chinese medicine, then the idea is that, according to practitioners, then the kidney is like an energy reserve. That if you're low on energy, then there is a specific type of energy called Wei Qi, which is inherited from your parents. That is a reserve, that you can use basically if you're low on energy. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in the yin part. So let's get started. Mostly we're going to be on the floor, not all of it, but most of it. So we're going to start, as I said, with the arms, the torso and the shoulders. So if you just want to sit on the floor in whatever way is comfortable for you. Just close your eyes to start with. Just to come onto the mat or whatever it is that you're using. And just away from your day. So just sitting in a relaxed position, closing the eyes. And just bringing your attention to any points of contact. So noticing the contact of your feet with the floor. Noticing if they're touching one another, or the ankles, or perhaps another part of the leg. Sense where your hands are. Feel the weight of the hands, perhaps the temperature. Bring the shoulders round, so forwards, up and back. Just to open the chest, straighten the back, relax the shoulders then, so you're upright but relaxed. Coming onto the face, and just see if you're holding any tension there. Particularly around the eyes, perhaps between the eyebrows. And just see if you can soften anywhere that you feel is tight, without using too much force. Perhaps sending the out-breath to that area just to soften. So when you're ready, then just open your eyes and we'll move on to the first Yang movements. So first then, just stretch the arms up in the air. So what we want to feel here is we just want to feel a stretch in the torso. So bringing the fingers up, bringing the shoulders down, so we can also feel a stretch in the arms. Stretching up. Breathing in and breathing out. Then stretch forward, so round the spine. Again, stretching the arms, pushing the hands forward. Bringing the upper back backwards, so rounding the spine, so we're stretching the upper back in particular. On the next in-breath, bring the arms out to the sides. They can be straight or they can be bent. It doesn't matter. What we're looking for here is more the backs of the shoulders, the upper back. So we're opening up. You can put the head back a bit if that's okay on the neck. And then just gently just push the hands back a bit if that's okay on the shoulders to open up the chest. Then we're going to move to the side. So just put the left hand on the floor or next to you, wherever. And then just stretch the right arm up and over. So we want to feel a stretch on the right side. So if you're not really feeling it, then first try stretching the hand out a bit more. And then it's still, if you're not feeling it so much, you can try twisting a bit. Twist it back, a bit to the back or to the front. Play with that, stretching the hand out to get that stretch on the right side. And then we're going to go to the other side. So right hand on the floor. Left hand over, push the hand out, stretch the arm to feel the stretch on the floor, on the side of the body, on the left side. The right hand can be anywhere. Play with the torso if you're not really feeling the stretch so much. Just twist around. Come back to the center. Stretch up again and down to the left. But this time we're going to open to the back. So just bring that right arm behind. Now you can move the body with it. As you can see for me, my knees come up. That's fine. We're just looking for a twist in the spine. And on each in-breath, you can just twist a little bit further. Down to the side again, back up to the center, and then we'll do it to the other side. So stretch up, again down to the left, and then turn to the back. So opening to the back. And then with each breath, just twisting a little bit more Your body can be however it needs to be for you, as long as we've got that twist. More in the upper body, really. Coming back to the side, back to the center. And then one more we're going to do. So up, down to the right, back again. Now this time, thread the right arm under the left arm. Now the hips may come up, and what we're looking for here is a rounding of the right shoulder and a stretch in that shoulder, maybe going into the upper back. So again, put the left hand wherever you want, and then roll forward on that shoulder a bit. And you may want to push the right arm through a bit more, and you may even be feeling it further down the back as well. Roll the spine. So you feel a stretch on the back shoulder, maybe the upper back, maybe further down. And then coming back up again, back. Right arm back, right arm to the side, and then coming back up to the center. Stretch both arms up. Let's go to the left side. Right hand on the floor. Drop the left arm to the back for the twist. And then this time the left arm threads under the right arm. And then just roll forward on the head. Bringing the hips up to the point where you're feeling that stretch on the back. Don't overdo it. But you can make this active. This is Yang. And then coming back up again. Left arm back for the twist. Over to the side. Coming up to the center, bringing both arms up. And then bring the arms down. And then just roll the shoulders up and back. Up and back. And then the opposite direction. So that's the first part, just a bit of a warm up in the shoulders. You can roll the shoulders separately as well, and also the opposite direction. And now we're going to go on to the back. So go onto your hands and knees. So we're just going to start with some cat-cow. So just breathe out. And as you breathe in, then just arch the spine. You can bend the elbows a bit if you want to. Breathe out, then just come forward. Curving the spine, pushing into the hands, pushing the legs into the mat. Breathe in, arch the spine again. Head's coming up if that's okay for the neck. Breathe out, push into the hands, push into the legs, curve the spine. Maybe move a bit if that's good. Breathe in, arch. Breathe in, curve the spine. Now make this movement as big as is comfortable for you. Breathe in one more time, arch. Breathe out and curve. And then come back to neutral. And this time we're going to arch and curve as well, but we're going to rotate the spine. So breathe out again. As you breathe in, go to the right side and circle the spine down and up to the left. And then repeat again to the right, circle round, up to the left. Curving and arching the spine, arching as you go down, curving as you go up, or the other way if you prefer. And then when you've done it 4 times, go back to neutral. And then we're going to go the other way. So going to the left, bending the elbows. Just be quite sort of free with this. It doesn't matter if they're not like perfect circles. If you're going a bit to the left, a bit to the right, doesn't matter. As long as you're rotating the spine in some way or another,
That's the main thing. And as long as you're bringing some curving and some arching in as well, then it doesn't matter how it looks ultimately. And then come back to neutral. And then another one that we've done a couple of times, which is a wave movement. So first of all, go back on, tuck the toes under, perhaps briefly for this. Back into child's pose, stretch the arms out. Feel that stretch in the spine, feel that stretch in the arms. And again, we're going to start with a curve. We're going to be doing a wave movement. So just bring the hips up. You're still curved and over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop the hips down and the chest comes through the arms, head goes up. Drop the head, push the hips back, curving the spine, back into child's pose. Pay attention to the movements. They're more active, but try to feel the movement. So curving the spine, hips coming up, head coming up, hips going forward, arching the spine, chest between the arms. Drop the head, pushing into the hands, bringing the hips back. I know it's fairly slow yang, but it's still active, and I want you to feel the muscles moving. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy because it's slow. Pushing into the hands, pushing the hips back, curving the spine, dropping the head. This is the last one. And then just go back into child's pose. And then just go into hands and knees again. And when you're ready, in your own way, push into down dog. So up into that kind of inverted V shape. I spend a bit of time adjusting. So what we want to do is push the hands into the floor. We want to bring the heels towards the floor. Don't need to touch, but we're just bringing them down so that we've got the stretch in the legs. We're bringing the sitting bones back and towards the ceiling. So then that also brings the stretch in the backs of the legs. And we also want length in the back. So pushing into the hands, bringing the shoulder blades together. So it's kind of like you're bringing the inside arms towards each other. Hands are staying where they are, but the inside arms are going towards each other, shoulder blades together. And again, we're going to do another move that we did before, which is bending the knee and bringing it into the chest. So bring the right foot up to whatever point is comfortable for you. And then we're going to bend the knee, the right knee, also the left knee a bit. And then you can also bend the elbows a bit if you want to. So breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the knee in, bring it up to the chest. Out again, so that left heel perhaps you can see is going up as we come in. Breathe out, bend the right knee, bring it up to the chest. So that left knee bends a bit as well. Out one more time. Breathe in, bring the knee to the chest. And this time, bring the right foot between the hands. Go to flat back, so bring the top of the head forward. You might need to go up on the fingertips like me. The back should be flat, shoulder blades together, and then fold forward again. Now keep the left hand on the left side of the foot. Press into the front foot, which is flat. The back foot is up on the toes. Press those feet into the floor, well, the foot and the toes into the floor. Make the legs strong, and then you can have the hand on the floor or the fingertips on the floor, or you can use a block as well. And then I want you just to bring this right hand up. We're twisting to the side. Keep the legs strong. We're twisting the body. We're raising the hand up. You might feel a bit wobbly. Keep the legs strong. Imagine like you're trying to bring the thighs towards each other. Keep twisting that little bit more. Move the hand down a bit if you're feeling it in the shoulder too much. A stabbing sensation in the shoulder. Next out breath, bring the hand down. Bring that right foot back, go back into down dog. And then we're going to do it to the other side. You can pedal the feet a bit if you want before we go to the other side. Maybe bring the right foot forward a little bit, bring the left foot back. And then remember, we're going to bend the left knee, but we're also going to bend the right knee a little bit as we bring in the left knee and also go up on the toes of the right foot. So breathe in, breathe out, knee comes in. Breathe in, out, knee comes in. We're also curving the spine here. Breathe in. Breathe out, knee comes in, spine is curved. Bring that left foot between the hands. Spend a bit of time rearranging the feet if you need to. Go to flat back again. Top of the head comes forward, shoulder blades go together. And then fold forward. Push into the floor with the right foot. Push the toes into the floor at the back. Legs are strong. Right hand on the right side of the left foot, strong legs, bring the thighs towards each other and bring that left arm up as you twist round. Stretch the arm up, maybe twisting a little bit further as you breathe out. Move the arm a bit if you're feeling a stabbing sensation in the shoulder. So you might want to move it a bit more, a different direction. Next out breath, bring the hand down. And this time, rather than down dog, bring the feet together at the front of the mat, staying folded forward. And just play with this while we're folded. You might want to maybe kind of bob a bit like I'm doing here. Just to play with the back a bit. And then when you're ready, then we're going to come up. Stretch the arms up and then bring the arms down by the sides. So then before we move into the yin, we're just going to do a balance, which is a combination of a couple of poses, tree pose and eagle. So I'll give you a couple of options. So what is always useful with balance is to find a point ahead of you, and it's called the drishti point, so you can focus on that point, so that can aid your concentration to stay still. Obviously if you wobble around though, don't worry, you'll see that I will. So first of all, bring the right knee over the left knee. Yeah, right knee is bent. Foot is on the floor to start with. Then bend the knees a bit. If this is a bit wobbly for you already, you might want to stay here. Otherwise, wrap the right foot around the left knee. Now bend, play with that leg. Bend to a point that is appropriate. Bring the hands in front of you. Find that spot, find that point ahead. Just breathe. And perhaps bring the hands up. Stretching the arms up. Feeling that length in the torso. And then bringing the hands down by the sides. And then the feet back together. Pedal the feet a bit before we go to the other side. Which, as you will see, for me is pretty wobbly. So same thing. Yeah, again, good to have that point, that focus point to help you with your focus. So this time bring the left knee over the right, either keeping the toes on the floor, bending the knees, bending both of the knees a bit, or, and bring the palms together now actually, or lifting that left foot. Yeah, lifting that left foot. You see, it's not my strongest point. Or keeping the foot on the floor. And then you can bring the hands up again. Stretching the arms by the sides, and then come back up. Practice. So that's the balance. Let's move into the yin. So just in your own way, without rushing, make your way down onto the mat. As you know, if you've done the classes before, Yin yoga is generally on the floor. The yin part of the body is considered to be the lower half, particularly the hips, the legs. So we're going to start, I'm going to turn this way, you might want to do as well. So as I said, we're going to be stretching the kidney meridian, the inside thigh, and the front middle of the torso. So we're going to start with half dragonfly. So stretch your right leg out to the side and bring the sole of your left foot into the inside leg. So mine is in the thigh here, but yours might be in a different place. Paying particular attention to this knee. And it doesn't actually need to be right next to the thigh. It can also, if you like, you can bring it a bit further forward or a bit further down. We're not necessarily looking to feel anything in the bent knee. What we want is a stretch on the inside of the right leg. So when you have found your left foot position, I want you to fold forward, but I want you to find a place. So it might be down the middle, or it might be going the direction of the left leg, or maybe even further round, probably not, where you're feeling a stretch on the inside of the right leg. So for me, it's kind of middle-ish. And remember, we want to be doing this to our natural stopping point, and then we're going to relax deeper into it. Now, if you found your position, then just stay. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. But if any of you are finding that there is, you're feeling a bit too much of a stretch on like a knee attachment in the back of the knee, or maybe you're feeling too much stretch in the hamstrings or the calves, an option for you is to bend that knee a little bit and place something underneath. So you might want to grab a blanket, for example, and put that underneath that knee. Yeah, that's your option if there's too much stretch there. So when you found your pose, make sure that you've played with that torso to get that stretch. We'll be here for about 2.5 minutes now. So just close your eyes, drop the head if that's comfortable. And just allow your experience to be. And by that I mean just pay attention to what's happening here in the body. Perhaps noticing the breath. Is it laboured after the yang part, for example, after the more active part of the class? Or has it slowed back down to normal now? Don't push. Notice if you are pushing anywhere. Or maybe your body is involuntarily kind of tensing up. Notice that, and if it is, try and relax that area. And if thoughts come into your head, as they will, then just bring your attention gently back to the feeling in the body and to the breath. Are you tensing anywhere? Soften that area. Send your breath there. If there's anybody there who hasn't done Yin Yoga before, then we stay in these poses for around 3 to 4 minutes generally, 3 to 5. And the idea is to spend a bit of time adjusting the pose so that it suits you. So first I guide you into the pose. Then you spend a bit of time adjusting it so that it suits you. And you're going to your natural stopping point, and what we want to feel is a mild to moderate sensation in a particular area. So in this case, this area is the inside line of the right leg. So we want to feel a mild to moderate stretch on the inside right leg that we can stay in for a few minutes without pushing, and that it's over a general area. We don't want to be feeling it in one particular spot. That's not really what we're looking for. And we also don't want to feel anything like pain. So a general stimulation in a general area, but not something that's hurting us. So it is very important to listen to your body and listen to the adjustments that I give you. They're there to help you get the most out of the yoga and to help you make the practice your own. This should be the point really of yoga, is so that you can take it home. You already are home, but that you can adjust it so that it suits you and your body and your mind, and it's individualized. So this is something that I am trying to do. And yin poses, they are something that are a bit easier to remember because you are in them for longer. So now let's come out of the pose. So then just gently bring yourself up, bring yourself to the center. Take hold of the right knee, bend it, and just bring it in. Just place the foot on the floor. And just close your eyes for a couple of moments before we go to the other side. Noticing how it feels, the area that we just stretched. And then we'll go to the other side. So this time stretch the left leg out. Same thing, putting something underneath the knee if it's not working for you, behind the knee or at the back of the leg. Put the foot where you want, in the thigh, maybe forwards. Play with that, especially if you're feeling any uncomfortable sensations in the knee, perhaps, or the groin. And you could also play with this left leg. So we want to feel a stretch on the inside thigh, mild to moderate. So if you want more, you might want to take the leg a bit further out. If you want less, you might want to bring it a bit further forward as well. You can also play with the rotation of the foot. And then fold forward and put the torso where you're feeling that stretch. Let's say about 30 to 50% of your kind of full range, if you were doing it more in a yang way. And then when you've found it, then again we'll stay for another 3 minutes. Close your eyes. And just see if you can relax into the pose without pushing, without using effort. Resolving to stay still if you can. Yet if you find, bless me, after a minute or two, that the stretch is too much, and in fact it's more like pain, then by all means adjust that leg. So maybe bring that leg a bit further in again. Or perhaps place something under the knee like I showed you before with the blanket. That's another option. You might also feel that there isn't as much stretch as there was before after a while. And if that's the case, again, do it gently, do it slowly, pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to your experience. But if you feel that you lose the stretch, then maybe you might want to move the position of the torso a bit again. Try that, and if that doesn't work, perhaps move the leg back a bit. So we've got another 2 minutes. Keep the body relaxed. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere. Breathe into it. Bless me, sorry. So let's come back up. So then just slowly push yourself up. Bend the right knee. Take hold of the left leg, and just bring it in. Place the foot on the floor. Again, close your eyes. Notice how that leg feels now. Sorry, I keep sniffing. And then we're just going to finish by opening up the chest, which is also where the kidney meridian is. and compressing the back. So a back bend. Now you can go to whatever point suits you. So first just go kneeling. You might want to go forward on the mat a bit. Sorry. So we're opening up the front of the chest. So it may be some people, their hip possibilities, I suppose, it suits them better to sit on the heels. For others, it's between the heels, so it's different. So try both, but be very careful of the knees as always. So you choose which one suits you. Then we're going to go back. Doesn't matter if the knees come up. We're either going to go back on the hands. Yeah, so we're opening up the front area. The kidney meridian being here in the center, or onto the elbows. Or for some of you, it may be going down completely onto your back. So you just choose which one's better for you, and also the same as I said, depending on your hip possibilities, depend where you put your feet. Sometimes for me, actually, I sit on one and I sit in between the other. Now your knees can also open, especially if you are feeling this in the lower back, then I would suggest that. They don't need to be together. It might work much better for you to be open. Play with it, maybe raise the hips up and bring them back down again. Separate them as wide as you need to. And when you've found your position, wherever that may be, close your eyes. Your head can be forward, or you can drop the head back. And again, we're going to stay here for about 2 minutes. If you're holding any tension anywhere, breathe into that tension. See if you can soften. So then let's just move back up. So again, as always, very gently, go up on the hands if you aren't already. And then just walk the hands forward a bit. And then in your own time, in your own way, just make your way down, straighten the legs out, make your way down to the final resting pose, Shavasana. And just notice how those legs feel. We stretch the inside thigh, We stretched the quads, the front thigh just then as well. Some of us did. And also perhaps you might be feeling some after effects in the back. So first what we did was we stretched the back by folding over in half dragonfly. And then we brought in a back bend. And back bends, if you have done a lot of yoga before, you may know that yogis often say that back bends are energizing for a number of different reasons. A number of different possible reasons. So just notice how the body feels, how the mind feels, maybe how your energy feels. Seeing as this was the point of the class. And your eyes closed, letting your body relax. Staying here for as long as you need to. And then when you're done, see if you can try and keep this feeling, hopefully positive feeling, with you for the rest of the day. And I hope to see you Friday, 5:30 for my yin class. Or if not, then back here again, Wednesday lunchtime for Yin Yang yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today.